Having invested $80 into an RGB light, I kinda felt obligated to use it more often. And what better way to get our money's worth than to try some light painting car photography for the first time? Who knows, maybe we'll even have some fun. Here I am filling the car up because we all know dehydrated models don't look good on camera, and I'm no amateur. As for the location, I wanted a wide open expanse of tarmac, so my friend suggested this abandoned parking lot that he sometimes used for business. I know you're all expecting a Lamborghini or a Ferrari or Porsche, but I'm sorry, the best we could find is a Honda. But don't worry though, I just recently invested half my money into this great new business. The CEO, Thaiphotos, he's a brilliant guy, so maybe next time we get a better car. I suggested we use my friend's camera and tripod because it's a newer model, but that's also the added benefit. If the police stop by, I can always deny culpability and said I was a passerby, filming evidence for the authority. Now, it's very important to do some stretching before any strenuous activity, so I got my friend to practice a few of the moves he will be using. And no, I didn't just make him do it because I wanted to laugh at him. Okay, that's enough of that. Let's get down to business. We separated each area of lights, for example the headlamps, the emergency lights, the fog lights, and any other light painting we did both on the exterior and the interior of the car into separate shots. This way we could adjust any parameters on any of them much easier later on without having to draw a mask. For example, we might want to adjust the brightness of the headlight, or maybe the hue or the color of the interior lighting. Also, if you want to animate them later on, we could do so much easier without having to again draw these time-consuming masks. We actually wanted to take more shots, but my worst fear came true when a guy in uniform started to approach us. Fortunately though, he was just a security guard telling us that the parking lot was closed. I was quite relieved as I didn't have to sell out my friend. For now. Once we have all the shots, the rest was easy. Just import into Photoshop and let it do its magic. Just put the layers on top of each other and change the blending mode to lighten. Any unwanted parts can simply be painted out using a layer mask. In this case I felt that the red light shining on the car was a bit much, so I painted it out and just left the red streaks on the floor. The background was also quite unremarkable and it felt a bit distracting, so in the end I just blacked it out. Since I already had all the layers conveniently separated, I thought I might as well have some fun and animate it a bit, so I imported all the layers into After Effects. Just like in Photoshop, I put the layers on top of each other and changed the blending mode to lighten. It works in pretty much the same way. In this case I want the animation to be driven or follows the beat of a music, so I chose some bassy song and imported it into After Effects. I then used the keyframe assistance inside the program to create some keyframes. After that I simply made the effects I'm going to apply to different parts of the layer follow the keyframes of the audio. For example, I applied some pixel sorting like effects to the headlight. Obviously there's a plugin for this, but I just couldn't afford it, so sadly I just had to create some cheap knockoff version of it in After Effects myself. On top of that, I felt that if the lights was only moving and everything else was completely still, it kind of looked a bit off and it stood out a bit, it kind of sticks out. So I applied some flickering to the red lights and the blue parts of the ground floor and also some parts of the interior as well, just to have a bit of movement throughout the photo. And again, I just drive it to follow the keyframe of the audio. And after all that, you basically got the animation you saw at the beginning of the video. Well, that's pretty much it for our first light painting or car photography. I would say it went better than expected, but far from a success. Also, although I think it's highly doubtful, maybe you did learn something useful from the video. If that's the case, then maybe the trip wasn't a total failure after all.